Hey everyone, it's Heidi Fang here to talk about the latest with the Aces. The team has had their recent share of struggles, but that doesn't mean that this 2024 team can't turn things around. Before we get into some of the growing pains the Aces are having, let's focus on a positive. I wanted to mention that 4 Aces have been selected to Team USA for the Olympics: Kelsey Plum, Asia Wilson, Chelsea Gray, and Jackie Young. Let's bring in Aces reporter Callie Lawson-Freeman to discuss more about the state of the team right now. Let's also talk about Tiffany Hayes. She's coming out of retirement and scored a season high of 17 points against the Sparks. What have you seen from her play so far?
I think something that both Becky Hammon and Asia Wilson have emphasized is Tiffany Hayes' energy, what she brings to the court. There's this tenacity and fire in her. That's what Asia Wilson pointed out after last night's loss to the Sparks. Even though the Aces didn't come out victorious, they came really close. Within the last 30 seconds, it was still anybody's game. And that was largely because of Tiffany. It was like her instincts took over. And she provided some really clutch playmaking. And so I think that the team is seeing immediate impact from her. I mean, you look at just her debut as an ace, that was just on Wednesday, in a win over the Dallas Wings. And it took her a minute after she'd been subbed in to score. And so that's exactly what this team is looking for. Post game, after the loss to the Sparks, Asia Wilson said that now they're just going to be looking at Tiffany to be more confident, right? Everything that they want her to be doing, she's already doing. She had it before she retired for a couple months. And so now they are just wanting her to kind of take control.
On Sunday, Kate Martin got the first start of her career with Jackie Young out of the game against the Sparks. She too had a career high of points despite the loss. Just how focused is she for a rookie?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great example. I keep referencing post-game press conferences, but after that, Kate Martin was asked, how does it feel to have so many fans on the road? She had to stop and sign a bunch of autographs. The crowd erupted every single time she was subbed in and out, even when she was announced in Los Angeles. And she did not even want to answer that question. She was like, ultimately, I don't expect anything coming in. I was drafted. I didn't even know if I would make the team. This is the best team in the league, but I would have really loved to get the win tonight. That was her overwhelming message last night, and I have so much respect for that. So does Becky Hammon, because she sees that Kate Martin wants to win. She's a competitor, and it shows in her play. I mean, you mentioned the 13 points, 11 of those came in the first half. That's just how intense she started the game. And so I think that all makes a difference for the Aces. She's going to keep growing into her role, whatever that is. I mean, obviously, she didn't have a lot of time to prepare to be a starter because Jackie, even though she wasn't feeling well for the past 2 games, she still played. And so I think there was a chance probably that Jackie could have played in this game, but then she didn't end up making the trip. And so Kate Martin had to prepare a lot. That's what Becky Hammon said pre-game. She joked that Kate is her little Alicia Clark. Alicia Clark is known for being really prepared and kind of providing the intangibles that make her irreplaceable on the court. And that's exactly what Kate Martin did last night. She showed that she was ready for that team in more ways than just her scoring.
The Aces have had a pair of recent losses, but they can attempt to right the ship at home. They have the Lynx on Tuesday. The team also has ahead of them the New York Liberty, a championship rematch game. What would you say needs adjustments from the Aces' end?
If you ask Becky Hammon, she'll tell you that there are so many things that need to be adjusted. I mean, you look at both sides of the ball. On offense, there were some struggles for this most recent loss to the Sparks. The Aces came out on a 14-0 run, so all cylinders were firing, and then everything just fell apart as the game continued. And so that's something that Becky doesn't want to see on offense, but she also doesn't want to see the defense do what it did. Now, obviously, the Aces were able to contain Dearica Hamby a little bit more this game. The last time the Aces and Sparks met one another, Dearica Hamby went off for a career high 20 something points. And so last night she only had 18. So that's progress defensively, but there were so many other issues on the defensive end. And so if you ask Becky Hammon, it boils down to the approach and the mindset of this team. And they have stressed this the whole season. The Aces know that they have a large target on their backs. And I honestly kind of take some comfort in that when it comes to the matchup with the New York Liberty, because this is a team, like they know this team already. They met this team in the 2023 WNBA finals and they came out victorious. They did lose to this team in the Commissioner's Cup last year, but I think at least they'll have the correct mindset, which is that this team wants to beat us and they want to beat us bad. And Becky was saying that the Aces have just not come out with that correct intensity and sustained it consistently enough. And so I think with just kind of the history between the Aces and the Liberty, they might not have that issue in this upcoming game. So they'll be able to kind of focus on other aspects of their play instead of just the mindset.
Great stuff, Callie. You can follow her on X at Callie J Law. Keep up with all of the latest on the Aces at lvrj.com. For Callie Lawson-Freeman, I'm Heidi Fang. Thank you so much for watching.